Hello again, welcome back to another daily Binding of Isaac Repentance. Windows Explorer has stopped working, restarting. Alright, well, it should not affect my recording. Okay, I get that sometimes. It is, what today is it? It's evening right now. Today is, the 11th? Yeah. Monday the 11th, so yeah. Happy 11th, I suppose. It's Columbus Day. Is this gonna be a Columbus Day theme? We'll see. Anyways, I didn't know it was Columbus Day until I looked it up. Looked up what holiday it was today. Yeah, I ever heard from some people, it's like, hey, some place in town is closed or something, or a series of places in town are closed. Because it's a holiday, and I'm like, okay. Trying to like wrap my head around it, and it's like, what holiday is it? 1 second here. You can probably hear this nice little ambient noise of my coffee opening out of a glass thing. Did you hear that? Nice pop. Organic coffee. A little pricey, but I was going to make a bunch of it tonight because I had a bunch of things going on. Oh yeah, that's good. It's called Chameleon Organic Cold Brew Coffee. They had an espresso version too, but I was just kind of staying away from that because that is more coffee than I need to concentrate. Because if it's cold brew and it's just like espresso on there, I'm thinking like espresso shots, and then I'm like, it's more caffeine than I really need. Yeah, so. Anyways, how I've been doing? I've been doing pretty okay, and thanks for asking, I guess. It's been raining today, like cats and dogs. Kind of let up a little bit. Really cool out. We needed the rain. It rained down like crazy today. I don't mind it. Except for like, I do mind about my my feet getting wet, and so is my shoes and everything. Oh yeah, my shoes. I just my feet, you know what I mean. I've been doing okay, I guess. A lot of walking, a lot of rain. Had an umbrella. Kept me old, but my feet, part of my legs dry. There's that, I suppose. Hey, if it rains, then like, good. Because we need it. And how bad this, I thought he explodes. It's not. How bad our drought has been. Yeah. Let's see what else. I had some blood work done, I guess, little minor stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, you got like a little bit of fat in your blood. A little bit more elevated. And it's usually tied to a diet you ate, something you ate the last couple of days, like very precise, plasma related. And not like overall blood levels, just plasma. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like trying to think like, what did I eat? It's like, oh yeah, those potato chips. It had to be the potato chips. Because they have soybean oil. And other foods I've eaten over the weekend was junk food. You know, candy and stuff like that. That wouldn't have done it because I've had a bunch of candy, and then I had blood work done. I never had that kind of an issue. The same thing was true with like all these other foods. But one thing I never had is these potato chips that have soybean oil in it. I ate most of the bag. So there's the culprit. And it's very minor too, very minor elevation of levels. It was enough to be detected on the tests. Well, you know what? Good to know. Because like these chips, they came out with a new flavor. It was sour cream and onion. And I looked in the back of it. It didn't look like there was any form of MSG except for one thing on there that is called a yeast extract. And I was thinking it probably wasn't MSG until like I realized I ate most of the bag, so I think it was MSG. Because it was a little too tasty. So, yeast extract can potentially be MSG. Today I learned. Okay, we might, well, actually, well, I want to go in there. I'm going to have to pop this regardless. All right, well, going here for pain. So, yeah. That sucks because it's the same chip company has like the barbecue ones, and they have 2 forms of MSG in it, which is very rare to kind of see for chips. The original like chips that they have doesn't have MSG, non-flavored ones. Life can be a dream. Life can be a dream. Shoo doo 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 doo. I was talking to someone too. Hey, you went out on the weekend and all that? Like, yeah. Did you? I was like, yeah. I was like, where'd you go? I was like, oh, I went to this restaurant. I was like, oh, I never heard of that restaurant. I said, this one? I was like, no, this is something else. And then she's like, is this a new restaurant? I'm like, no, it's been here for like over 40 years. I mean, she's fairly new to the area, I suppose, so I cut her some slack. We were just kind of talking about some things like, oh, machinery stuff. Kind of touched on right to repair. Kind of talking about John Deere. She was telling me, is like, yeah, you know, people have issues of getting parts that take like at least a year to get in circumstances. I was talking to her too, is like, yeah, that and like the issue with a big issue I was trying to bring up with John Deere was the whole thing with having subscription fees to keep your tractor and other equipment running. And if you don't have that, then they shut off your machine remotely. Well, not remotely. I could do it across the globe because of satellites and everything. And I read an article about that, how farmers are like pirating software on the tractors and stuff just to get them to run. It's like freaking nuts. I could probably do the same thing. I mean, if I'm able to flash some routers, I could be able to, you know, flash something on the on a tractor. I kind of wonder, like, maybe they have like little keygens and little crack like files you can download, and then like you open up like this keygen generator and it got some dope music playing in the background as you're pirating software for tractor. I think there's playlists on YouTube where you can listen to all that. All those keygen music stuff. Some of them I recognize over the years. Does that mean you pirate? Yeah. I'm not telling you what I pirate. It's legal in a lot of jurisdictions. Such as, well, Norway, Sweden. Well, let's see here. Let me think. Sweden to a point, I think. But there's more protections to, say, the United States. And then Norway, I think they're a little better with that. One thing I didn't know, I kind of learned through a video talking about the basics of torrenting is, oh, by the way, just kind of keep in mind, I didn't torrent this game at all. I bought all the DLC. I'm playing on Steam. I mean, that's how I'm playing like all of these like dailies. I mean, I don't know if they have a server where you can connect to dailies if you pirate the game. I don't know anything about it, but like, I bought this game. It's worth it. It's worth the buy, you know. I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna get this, even though it's like really good. I'm just gonna. I don't really do a whole lot of pirating anymore, though. Back in the day when I was a kid, stuff like, yeah. Because that was the thing to do. It was something that was interesting. It was something new. Nobody knew the legal ramifications to a degree or anything at the time. I mean, hell, I used to upload pirated stuff on YouTube, the early days of YouTube, before they finally cracked down on that and flagged my accounts. Winnebago Man and everything. I found like an extended Winnebago Man video on some website that wasn't even uploaded to YouTube, and I put it on there. I was getting copyright strikes. Like, okay. Puberty. Oh, that's not bad. 2 puberties like that. That's pretty good too. The benefit, I mean, heck, over there on Iran, for example, I've talked about before in the past, they rely on pirates. That's funny too, by the way. Oh, okay. Talked about pirating in the past, with Iran. Magic skin, huh? I mean, we could just take it with us. Just think about it, how we could do this. I won't go too overboard with it, because I've done that before. And they pirate movies because the government is, you know, a dictatorship there. And they pirate American movies. Not only they pirate them, but then some places they would sell them bootlegs and discs and stuff like that with like interesting looking backgrounds on not backgrounds, but interesting covers they put on there that's like all printed funny and stuff. There was one film I did see for a class talking about that kind of stuff. Made by an Iranian filmmaker. The government locked him down. He was under house arrest, and I think he was supposed to be sit-ins, or maybe he was. No, I think he was supposed to be sit-ins, or either sit-ins or he had a trial, but he had to stay under house arrest, something like that. And he made a film, a little short film, inside of his house. Now, card battery would be interesting here, but if we're gonna do like something with this magic skin, then we're gonna have to be a little bit more cautious. And he made this interesting film. I think he used an iPhone. And so he made this little film, and because of the strict stuff going on with the government and everything, he sent it by mail, the footage, on like a thumb drive or something like that. You know, it's a USB drive, for those who don't know. Because I don't really hear anybody talk about thumb drives, they just call it USB drives or something. But anyways, getting to the point, he sends it off to a film festival. I'm trying to remember what one, it was like a famous one. They got shown there. He got some awards and stuff with it. I don't know what happened to the guy. I think they might have put like something on there, this additional thing to kind of talk about what happened to him. I can't remember. It's been a while. It was interesting though. I like the creativity with like what limited things he had, he was able to create something. It was basically kind of a vlog is what it was, kind of like explaining about what he did. He pretty much pissed off the government by using his works or something. His film works, and he's keep pushing the limit on them some more. Nothing wrong with pushing the limit on the government. Gotta be careful though with countries like that, because they're just like hang you or stone you to death. Or any other like inhumane punishments. Now, speaking of Iran, I'm not going political here though, by the way. I'm trying to anyways with the stoning stuff. But like, I did watch a film. Okay, no, it's made by Iranian filmmakers. This is gonna get a little confusing. So it's made by Iranian filmmakers, right? And it was filmed, let's see. I think it was filmed in Texas. I think. I'm trying to remember here. Oh, hello. You sexy thing, yeah. I don't want to pop magic skin here. Unless I'm absolutely certain that this thing's fine. Alright, we got some damage. Oh my god. Look at that. Anyways, going back with what I was saying earlier. It was a vampire film made by, I think they were Iranian, they're from Iran, Iranian filmmakers. And they were filming in Texas, I believe. But there was like some controversy where it's like, I think they won something in the Iranian Oscars, like an Iranian form of Oscars, or it was like the US Oscars. But it was something where it was like, they got an award either in the US Oscars or what's the other one? The Iranian Oscars equivalent. But then there was like something that could have been like off about it. Like either there wasn't Iranian filmmakers or there wasn't filmed, or it was filmed in Iran, something like that. I was pretty sure they filmed in Texas. Gulf, okay. I mean, it was an okay film. I mean, I wasn't really into, I'm not really into vampire movies. Fruity Plum cereal. Let go of my Fruity Plum. So, there's that, I suppose. I watch a lot of weird films, like, over the years. I mean, mostly independent, of course, like, well, not mostly, but I mean, I watch a good chunk of independent films. I don't really care for political independent films or documentaries like that. And we are just roasting these guys alive. Another foreign film I watched was Holy Motors. And one of the things I recommended by someone, teacher, don't look at the trailers, don't look up anything about it, just go and see it, because it was playing that night at a local theater. And yeah, so I did exactly that. I ignored all, looking it up or anything, refrained from it, went to it, and it was the strangest thing. It's the first time ever that someone recommended me a film that I know of, and I didn't go and look for the trailer or anything for it, or I accidentally stumbled upon it on my own accord. I mean, was it good? I mean, it was okay. I wouldn't call it as much of a masterpiece as like The Godfather or anything, but Um, it was interesting. It was a French film. Tears Up, huh? Well, that's a hell of a Tears Up. Okay. I ain't go down to the next floor. I mean, I used to watch a little bit more independent films before COVID struck. I was thinking about going to watch, what is it called, Parasite in theaters before COVID, or shortly before COVID struck, and then I didn't get around to it. The next thing I know, they closed everything down because of COVID. So I watched it at home. I wasn't impressed with it, so I saved a little bit of money from that. Instead of paying, well, I guess it would have been about the same price. But theater's experience is pretty nice. I went to watch No Time to Die, which, that was a good film. Like, I haven't watched much of, you know, James Bond or anything, but that was pretty interesting. Like, I never seen Casino Royale. I guess it's the first one from '06, evidently in the series, and there's like 4 of them or something, not 3. I thought it'd be a trilogy. Well, Daniel Craig, you know, kudos. Like, you did a good job with at least this one. I haven't seen the other one, so I can't be the judge for that. I'm assuming it's good. I heard some of them are not that great, but I also don't take opinions too easily when it comes to like certain films and stuff like that. Oh, it's not gonna be good. No, okay. Like when I watch Uncut Gems with some people, well, this is dangerous, by the way. They both didn't like it, but I like it. But your opinion, not anybody else's. Like I noticed the other day that IMDb had like the score for the Ghostbusters. Okay, so let me back up here. So I had talked about, well, don't take the opinions of anybody about films, but then you don't want to watch the newest Ghostbusters because the reviews say it's trash. Okay, so there's maybe a little bit of exceptions there. I don't know. I just kind of gauge things depending on like what's right for me, I guess. Not overly heavily like. Oh, this is gonna be interesting here. Oh, look at that! That's a huge damage. Increase at a huge tears decrease. That's fine. Well, more than average. So, going back with the IMDb thing, they were showing like Ghostbusters 2 being not like a whole 1%, like 0.01 or 0.1 higher and better rating compared to the newest Ghostbusters. Now, I seen Ghostbusters 2 and I didn't have an issue with it. But me, from hearing and seeing little clips and pieces of the newest Ghostbusters, not the one that's yet to come out yet, next month or something, but the one that they replaced everyone with females, that bad one, apparently. That one, it's like very small marginal difference. Like, that's something doesn't seem right. And I was reading stuff too about like how there's also some, you know, sketchiness coming on with like the ratings for the newest Star Wars. It was like super high, and I'm like, okay, now that one was ridiculous. Of course, that was Rotten Tomatoes. And there's like this you know, conflict of interest where it's like, oh, what was it, the former CEO or something like that from Disney is on the chair for Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, you could put, I mean, I guess you can make claims to anything. They're like, oh wow, he's this, therefore he's got a conflict of interest, right? Well, there's a lot of profit when it comes to like giving these kind of ratings. I said we just take this. I don't trust myself with Magic Scan. I'm with this kind of stuff. So, and not saying that Disney is, you know, doing this or anything, but I could see that if they were doing it, it makes sense to make some extra box office money. And you probably really don't need that, because Disney's got an image to where they can build a reputation for decades too. So they don't really need that much help for notoriety. I mean, who knows? Now, I have read in movie reviews before, not many. Not like oral, like video essay stuff, though I almost had to do that for something, for a project, but I didn't, thank God. Now, can I do it still? Like, yeah, like for fun, I suppose. I mean, I have a general idea of how you write reviews. I mean, it's just like with like a news story and stuff, right? Or like anything of written work, any kind of written work. You're trying to draw a reader in, get them interested. Like anything, like, you know, persuasive paper or whatever. Analysis papers. I've written a lot of analysis papers. They're fun because like you have to go through like what you believe is like pretty good with something with this, and kind of back up your research on like what kind of materials they use and everything. For certain ones, materials this or like site, you know, symbolism for that. I took a few creative writing courses, which I mean, depending on the teacher, of course, but like for me, I do recommend creative writing because you take a creative writing course, I mean, if you find the right teacher, it depends on the teacher and stuff. But I think in general, creative writing courses are going to be top notch for you because it's worth the investment. Put some time and effort in it, you know, through an instructor. I mean, you can do it on your own too, teach yourself, that's not a problem. But I feel like through an instructor, they have much more like understanding to a point with how to kind of teach you those kind of things. And all right, so getting the point here, like I've taken a few creative writing courses. And it helped me a lot with analysis papers and stuff like that in the future. Like it's done a lot of good for me. Because I was able to, because even though I wasn't writing creative, persuasive papers, I was writing, let's see here, I was writing, well, short stories, of course, because it's a creative writing class. And then I was also, well, actually this might, well, let's see here, it might be pretty good. It is range. Oh, I don't know about that. I wrote poems, I wrote short stories, which is like 5.5 to 7 pages. You might be wondering, is like, that's a lot of pages. Well, it can be. It may seem daunting, but with practice, it's a pretty piece of cake. It took me a little bit. And then I'm writing like response stories. I used to for like in class and responses to stories, praise and critique. One of the biggest things too is like never writing or addressing the writer at all. Questioning the writer about like where he came up with this idea or whatever. You just provide prose, constructive criticism. And you do that, and it builds a skill too, because like you're kind of in that. You're not only like writing a bunch of creative works, you're also creating a letter to give to the writer to kind of critique things and add some stuff to it, suggestions and everything. And I did a lot of that, and it builds up a lot of skill, of course. And because the type of class I was in, it was considered at the time 200 level courses. I mean, it's a community college, but which means every other class is like 100 level courses, which means the higher up it is, the more advanced it is. And there's more work involved. And there was more work involved. That's the fun part. Weirdly enough, I had kind of a lot of fun with that. Writing creative works and responding to creative stuff, giving some critique and things like that. It was fun. I knew someone that was going into a pretty prestige part of a college and just needed a letter of reference. I don't know if she got in or not, but like she's pretty exceptional with her writing. She puts a lot of effort too to get in a lot of A's and stuff. Very gifted. Hope she's doing all right. I need to look her up too. I have to look up through Facebook because that's where you look up people mostly these days. I had a lot of fun. I think about it, like, how are we gonna do this? Okay, or use this for the boss fight or something. I don't know. I gotta take the sun card with me just in case. But like going back to the point here, so creative writing class, like depending on what you're at or whatever, overall it should build you a skill that's gonna help across the board. We're not just talking about like just school strictly, but like just any kind of writing. Writing resumes and cover letters and stuff like that. Be very creative with your verbiage and words and stuff. I may not be the best writer or anything, but okay, this is interesting here. Let's try it. Okay, Toxic Shock's not bad, and Mom's Perfume's not bad either. Cool. I kind of miss that, kind of stuff. Doing that, fun with groups and everything. I imagine they still have that kind of thing in my area to do. I need to probably get back into that. I haven't been writing much either. My lord, this guy's all full of poop and platter and gray matter. A lot of health. I think we're pretty comfortable now with things. Yeah, I mean, like, and that kind of creative writing came in handy too when writing movie reviews, a few of them, at least. To a point. I mean, I could have done a little better with my editing. I kind of rushed things at times, but I liked it. I really did. Movie review writing, it's okay. I think there's just kind of some practice I had to have in mind with that because it's a little different. Yeah, using creative writing still is involved with it, but a little bit of research and stuff I got to put into it. I don't have to sort it. I could source. Well, usually when you do a movie review, I guess it'd probably be good to kind of source things like, you put a certain wordage or little settings or something, a little blurb, kind of hyperlinked so people can reference that to be like, oh yeah, just part of this, da, da, da. Of course, for my paper, I didn't have to do that. Weirdly enough. Yeah, so just check out Creative Ryan if you're interested in writing. If you don't, well, I don't know. I guess I don't have anything else to say about that if you're opposed of it. That's fine. Everybody has got their own, like, style of creativity. And sort of, shown in different ways. Not just through writing or whatever. You could be an engineer, and your form of creativity could be like drawing blueprints, or I think you can draw blueprints as an engineer, do you? Or like constructing a building, or like a facility, or something. Not being specific. Strength card, huh? I dabbled on different like arts and stuff like that over the years. Tried different things. One of the most difficult I had to deal with was printmaking. I used lithography stones, that was something. Which was limestone shipped from overseas. Cool experience. Then I've done, what else did I do? Then I did plate stuff. Metal copper plates. And then I did, let's see what else I did. Oh yeah, there's, what was the other one? It's basically a thing you can do the same thing as making t-shirt designs or whatever, using paint, layers and everything. That one was kind of tough too. I think the least tough one was like copper etching and whatever. Are we already close to the end? Dang. I just keep thinking like, might as well just pop it here. I've been holding this stupid thing for a while. I don't think I need it. Good thing I took that soy milk. God, thinking at first is like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna have to gotta get something soon, and I got something. Hooray! It's yesterday's run, which I forgot to record. I think I did die. And there was a bunch of other people that died too, so I wasn't the only one that didn't go for. It's a fairly hard run. That might be good for the fight. Bam. Get back in the riding? Well, I should get back on the saddle with that, I guess. Might as well, I mean, head up my teacher too and just talk to him about stuff, creative writing stuff and whatever. See how it's been. It's been a couple of years since I last seen him. I visit him from time to time, see how he's doing. And we win. 1,168th place, probably because people got to boss rush. It's probably the big one. Then maybe some time to explore a little bit. Probably didn't take as much damage, different combination of things. Of course, my damage penalty isn't as bad. Assuming that. Whatever, we made it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.